everyone, it's Sandra and it's time for my spring morning routine video. I wake up between 7 and 7:30 in the morning during the week. Sometimes I push snooze 3 times in a row, sometimes I push snooze once.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better.
For the most part, I like to shower in the evening. So when I wake up in the morning, my routine is pretty quick. I start with my skincare. At the moment, I'm using the Murad exfoliating face cleanser. I have just a tiny little bit left. I'm trying to use it up right now. As you can see, it doesn't lather up or anything. It is quite gentle. So once I am cleansed, it's time for my second part of the skincare routine, and that is applying some sort of moisturizing serum to the face. I'm using the Hardie Midas Touch Serum. It's a wonderful serum, very, very hydrating, but super lightweight at the same time. If you have combination oily skin that's quite dehydrated, I highly recommend this serum. It packs a punch. You don't need a lot of it either. I'm trying to be more diligent with vitamin C in my skincare. I find that it really does make a difference. I'm using the Dr. Brandt Power Dose Vitamin C drops. So I just drop a few drops of the vitamin C into my serum. I work it into the palms of my hands and I apply it all over the face. This is just like giving my skin a drink of water. It is a little bit sticky to the touch right away, so while I let that sink into the skin for a few minutes, I brush my teeth and I apply a little bit of an eye treatment. The one I'm using at the moment is by the brand Onomie. It has vitamin A, C, and E. It's like a mousse texture and it also brightens the skin. It has some light reflecting particles in it, so I do like to use that in the morning. If my under eye area is super dry, I like to layer this product with my Kat Burki under eye serum, but on this particular morning I just use the brightening. Moving on to sunscreen. There are 2 sunscreens that I really love to use in the morning, especially during the week. First is the Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield. This has SPF 30 in it and it's like a silicone makeup primer and sunscreen in one. It feels super slick on the skin. If you don't like silicone primers, that silicone texture, you will not like this product because this definitely has that old school Smashbox makeup primer finish to it. The other one that I really love is the SuperGoop Mineral Sunscreen. This has some plant extracts in it as well and it feels a little bit more, it's more emollient. It feels a little bit more hydrating on the skin. So this has SPF 40 in it. I use either or depending on the foundation that I'm going to be using. If I'm using a foundation that has silicones in it, I will not use this because I find that when you use a silicone primer, silicone base, and then a silicone foundation on top, the silicone foundation tends to rub off. You end up getting that weird, they don't really mesh well together. Because on this morning I'm using a silicone based foundation, I thought I would use the SuperGoop sunscreen instead. So I apply that all over my skin and then it's time for foundation. Foundation I'm using right now is the Dior Nude Air, light to medium coverage. It's buildable, super lightweight on the skin, and it does have decent lasting power and oil control on me right now. My skin is not as oily as it is during prime time summer. It's more normal, a little bit oily right now, so I can get by with using the Dior Nude Air foundation. It does last me throughout the workday. I'm using the shade number 021. Then for my under eye concealer, I love the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer right now. I'm using the shade 20. And I like to apply it on some areas of my face where I need a tiny little bit more coverage, and I just blend that out with my Sigma foundation brush. And then under my eyes, I just apply it with my fingers, and I use whatever I have left. I like to use it a little bit on my brow bone and my eyelids. For setting powder, at the moment I am trying to use up my Chanel loose powder, so that is what I have been using every single day. It's a decent loose powder. It's not worth, you know, it's not worth going out and repurchasing by any means, but you do get a lot of product and it has lasted me a long time. Then moving on to eyeshadow, super simple. I like to use like 2 colors maximum during the work week. At the moment, I'm still in love with my Tom Ford Cocoa Mirage palette. So I'm just using the medium brown crease color with a fluffy brush all over the crease. And then I'm using the lighter bone shade on the same brush just to brighten up the eyelid a little bit and underneath the brow bone. Then to open up my eyes a little bit, I'm using the Stila Kajal in the color Topaz. This is my favorite light color to wear on the waterline. It's the one that I keep reaching for. And on my top lids, I'm using a brown eyeliner from MAC. I just apply it on my upper lash line and then blend it out, smoke it in a little bit with a pencil brush. Then I apply my mascara. At the moment, I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. And then I brush a little bit of the L'Oreal Brow Stylist through my brows to groom them and to add a little bit of pigmentation to them. Then for my face, I'm using the Maybelline Contour Palette. This is in the light shade, and I love the contour shade with the Wayne Goss number 12 brush. I like to contour with that color, just like to frame my face a little bit. Then I use the really pretty pink shade on my cheeks. And on my lips, my favorite everyday lip color right now has been Bite Beauty Pepper. I love the mauve undertones of it. It makes your teeth look really white, and I think that it's a perfect lip color for the workplace. That concludes my spring morning routine during the week right now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to put them below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!